I got a cool video for you guys today. I picked 10 items, okay? Items that I sell over and over and over again, and every time I run into this kind of stuff, it always sells good, sells quick, and brings very good profit. There's always a lot of interest. So 10 cool items. I'm gonna show you guys one by one what I usually pay for them, what they usually sell for. So it should be pretty interesting. Let's check it out. All right, guys, the first item that I'm gonna show you, it's a Vamix Mixer. There's a lot of different models, but in general, write this name down. You will run into this sooner or later. And these mixers are professional grade and they sell every single time. And I mean like almost instantly. If you pick them up for the right price, you can move them really quickly. This one came into our shop. We paid 50 bucks for it, sold for $1.99 overnight, $20 shipping. Write this name down because you will run into it and it's worth picking it up, even for parts, or you can separate the jar, or you know, it always sells. People love these. They're super expensive when they new. One of those items that you should have it in your notebook. Here's another item that I sell all the time. I probably sell about 20 or 30 of these a year. Anytime I can pick them up, I do. You can find them anywhere. Garage sales, thrift stores, you can look on Craigslist. And there's a lot of them. I mean, market has a lot of them available and you can usually pick them up really cheap. These HP or Canon, you know, these tiny, small, PhotoSmart digital inkjet printers bring great money. This one I think I had in one of my videos. I picked it up at the garage sale for $5. They're very easy to test. Most of the time they come with some kind of printing paper already in a bag. Easy to plug it in. You can hit the test button on them, feed the paper, and you can see if it works properly or not. And they sell quickly. Most of the time I sell them between 50 to 80 bucks. No problem. So look out for these because they're kind of guaranteed sellers, you know, if you can pick it up for the right money. So obviously like this one, got it for $5, sold it for 70, free shipping, because there's always few of them available, you know, online. Don't get me wrong. Not that the market is flooded, but they're always available. But at the right price point, they'll sell great. Now here we got a tennis record, right? And you would say, oh, tennis records, I don't want to deal with them. They're awkward. They're not easy to ship. Listen, guys, and there's a lot of different brands. You know, this one is Wilson here. You're going to have the head. You're going to have the Dunlop. Long as it says on the frame carbon, that it's made out of carbon, automatically you will know that you got something and there's money in it. The ones that are made from carbon are extremely light and very expensive when they're new. This one I was actually very surprised because I picked this one at Goodwill. There was 2 rackets in the cover with 2 balls. One racket was just a typical, you know, $29.99 brand new racket, worth nothing really, you know, not even worth to resell on eBay. It's like $10. But this one I look up and it says, you know, carbon on it. Boom, right away I took it. They had it priced this at $2.99 at Goodwill. I'm like, dude, what a great score. And anything carbon will sell instantly. They're super light rackets, and if they're, you know, not beat up, they will bring good money, sell right away. This one sold for 55 bucks with $10 shipping. So don't skip the rackets. Make sure you look them up because there's a lot of money in this stuff. Now this next item is very interesting, and the reason why, because usually most of the time if you list these items by themselves, meaning just the drills or the drill bits by itself, they don't bring a lot of money. And over the years I realize that people will pick them up at the right price point, but if you do like a little bundles with them, you know, Craftsman or Stanley, all these vintage antique drills, tools, hand tools sell really good. But they're harder to sell if you do just like individual ones. They don't sell for a whole lot of money. So lately what we have been doing like a little combos, you know. You got 2 drills here and like 7 or 8 bids to go with it. And those combos sell really, really good. Now, I probably got like $1 a piece in each of these drill. I mean, peanuts, nothing. $39.95, $11 shipping. I can do this all day long like this. It's a great combo to sell. People like buying few items instead of buying one for 12 or 15 or $20. You do a combo like that for 40 bucks and it moves really well. And these are very easy to find. They're everywhere. Garage sales, flea markets especially. You can find them all day long for a couple bucks a piece, you know. So it's a good thing to keep in mind to do bundles on these, and you're gonna do very, very well. All right, this next item gets me, guys, super excited because I sell a ton of these. I sell them in a shop, I sell them on eBay, and there's abundance of them. If you know where to look for, especially flea markets. You go to flea markets, you always gonna find these, and sometimes you find a guy who's gonna have a bunch of them and selling them for a few bucks a piece, you know. And depending, sometimes it's worth paying up, especially on the bigger ones, because they can bring some crazy money. You know, the vintage antique cast iron door knockers. I can't say enough. This one wasn't big at all. This was probably about, I don't know, 6-7 inches tall. But the more goofy design, the better they sell. And this one, I think we had like $5 and it sold for $30 instantly. Free shipping on this one because there's always quite a few listed of them. So, you know, but it's such a small item, not a big deal at all. Look for these. If you find them, you will not lose money. I mean, I guarantee you, they sell. Sometimes you might be waiting a little bit for the right buyer, too, depending on the design which you have. But these cast iron, you know, door knockers, they sell exceptionally well, you know. And the more beat up they look and vintagey and antique and that, you know, rusty patina, the better they sell. Now, this next item I haven't been selling for very long. This may be a year, maybe a little bit longer, that I've been familiar with this brand, and I realized that it's bringing pretty crazy money. It's Altec Lansing. They make a lot of different speakers and they're quality boom boxes. There's some cheaper ones out there, smaller ones that are only gonna bring, you know, 30, 40, 50 bucks. But these big boom boxes, they sound spectacular, and I think that's why people love them. Now this one is couple years old. I don't think they make this model anymore, and this one will be kind of all over the price, anywhere from like $120 to about $200. This one we walked into the shop, we paid 30 bucks for it and sold instantly $160 with $14.95 shipping. Now this one even has the old setup for the old iPods and old iPhones, but people can get the converters to plug in the new iPhone if they want. It does have a built-in radio. It sounds incredible. People pay up for this stuff. Look for that name, even for the smaller ones. I sold smaller ones before too, and if you can find them for $5 and flip them for 40, 50, great profit, instant sellers. Look this stuff up. Go to some completed listings on eBay and look up Altec Lansing boom boxes. You'll be very, very surprised. All right, here's an item that I never see anybody talk about this stuff. Vintage fishing rods, and especially the steel rods with what it's called a grip handle. It's like a pistol grip handle. They sell really good. Now we gotta be careful a little bit because depending on a brand, this is a vintage J.C. Higgins. Back in the day, this was a very popular monster company in fishing industry in 30s, 40s, and 50s. And these sell really, really good. They're actually not that big as a fishing rod. The rod is only probably about 4.5 foot long, and you got another 8-10 inches with the grip. So very light. They sell good. They sell pretty good, and you can find these at garage sales and especially flea markets. Sometimes you will run into them in different thrift stores and stuff. Worth picking it up for a few dollars if you can. I think I paid for this one at the garage sale like $3. maybe $4. Was listed for a few days, sold for $50, $14.99 shipping. Good money in those pistol grips and steel rods. Remember, pistol grip, steel rod. All right, here's the item that I talked about it before many times. I showed them many times that they sell for good money. And you gotta constantly look them up because there'll be different models. Some will sell for more or less, but they always sell good. All the time. There's not a single one that I haven't sold for good profit. These Sony Handycam cameras, either high 8 or digital 8, great money. And there's a lot of different brands, you know, from Canon to Sharp to JVC, but Sony seems to sell the best. From late 80s throughout the 90s, all these camcorders when they were made, still a lot of demand for them. Still people have a lot of collections of their movies. They break down on them. Where are they gonna get it? The only option is go to eBay. So great sellers. This one I picked up at the garage sale for like $7 or $8, I think. Somebody wanted like $10 and I offered $7. Boom. You can't beat that. Sold $90, $10 shipping. Look this stuff up every time you have a chance. All right, next we got here a handheld GPS system. Now these units sell fantastic. People love them, especially people that do a lot of hiking, biking. You know, they're very handy, they're small. There's a lot of different brands, you know, like this one, Magellan here. You got Garmin, you got Lawrence. They sell great, and if you can find them at the right price, most of the time I find these at garage sales. Like this one, I picked it up for $10 at the garage sale, sold for $70. Free shipping because, you know, there's quite a few of them available on the market. But you can't beat that, you know, 10 to 70, why not? And they guaranteed sales. I mean, like, you know, sometimes if you price it at the right price point, they will sell overnight. And if that doesn't happen, within few days. So look for the handheld, you know, GPS systems. Of course, a lot of different models and capabilities, what they can do, but easy to look up. Every one of them has a model. All you got to do, punch in, look it up, but it's almost no brainer. You come across one, pick it up, and you'll be good to go. All right, guys, this is number 10. So this is the last item I'm showing you. And it's very cool because I love dealing with silver. I love buying, selling, but especially I love hoarding the silver. I just love it. But sometimes there's pieces that are worth a lot more money than just silver value. Like for example, this is kind of antique vintage. We haven't even mentioned in the listing that this was antique or vintage, but I thought it was actually. It was a very cool piece. This was a silver necklace that had little Greek coins on it. It was definitely old, and however it was stored, had discoloration on certain parts of the chain of that little necklace. Some of the medallions were discolored too. Unique stuff like that will sell for great money. Not only that it's silver, it's just a unique piece too, because this is only a little bit over an ounce, you know, 44.5 grams of silver, a little bit over an ounce, like an ounce and a half, and normally this should not bring more than probably at this moment about $25. And look at it, sold for $80, and it didn't take long to sell it at all. So there's a lot of silver out there online, a lot of different bracelets, but if you find the unique stuff interesting, people will pay up for it. That's why I love silver so much, because there's a lot of collectors there that look for different unique stuff. And every garage sale you go through, somebody's always selling some kind of jewelry. Don't ignore it. Spend a few minutes, go through it, look it up. Same thing with flea markets. When you go to the flea market, you know, just sometimes you will pick it up at the scrap value, but you know automatically that this might be worth a lot more than just a scrap on silver, and you can make some great profit. Alright guys, so that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I like making videos like that because that's passing some information to you guys that could be helpful and